respond verbally. You know, sometimes it's difficult to interpret.
Okay.
All right. For the record, if you'd please state your name, spelling your last.
My first name is Asia Chung. It's spelled AJACHUNG.
Thank you. You may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Can you please tell us what your current employment is?
I work for the Ohio State Bureau of Criminal Investigation.
And how long have you worked there?
Just over 4 years.
What's your current title?
I'm a special agent.
And did you have any employment prior to that?
Yes, I was an officer up in Michigan for 10 years before moving down to Ohio.
Okay. So currently, what are your job duties?
I'm assigned to the Special Investigations Unit.
Now, back in December of 2020, were you in the Special Investigations Unit?
No, I was in the crime scene unit.
And can you please explain for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the crime scene unit does?
I would respond to calls for service sent out by my supervisor, whether that be an officer-involved shooting, a homicide, a sexual assault. When we'd arrive on the scene, I'd just take pictures and process the scene as needed.
Okay. And back in December of 2020, how long had you been in the crime scene unit?
Roughly 6 months.
And can you tell us how you get the cases that you're assigned or the assignments that you're given?
My supervisor, whatever our caseload is, he will assign us when he wants.
Okay.
There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Are your cases assigned based on kind of what are the restrictions of where you might go to process a scene?
So at the time I was a part of the South Crime Scene Unit, there's a North Crime Scene Unit. And if you basically look at the state of Ohio, 70 is the demarcation line for North and South units. So I would respond to any of the counties south of Delaware, east and west to Indiana or Pennsylvania.
Okay. So back in December of 2020, you were working in the crime scene unit, correct?
Yes.
And on December 22nd of 2020, were you sent out to a scene at 1062 Oberlin Drive?
Yes,
And is that location in Franklin County?
it is.
Is it in the city of Columbus
Yes.
and the state of Ohio?
Yes.
All right. Do you know approximately what time you were sent to that scene and why you were sent there?
I don't know what time my supervisor called me. I do know I stopped at Riverside Hospital prior to making Oberlin Drive.
Okay. And what did you do at Riverside Hospital?
I collected some clothing that belonged to Mr. Hill.
Okay. And then you went to the Oberlin Drive address?
Yes.
Do you remember approximately what time you arrived there?
I don't remember what time I arrived there. I remember what time I started processing the scene.
And what time was that?
5:30 in the morning.
What were the lighting conditions at that time?
It was dark.
And do you know approximately how long you processed that scene?
No,
Is there anything that would help refresh your memory with that?
my report would.
Okay. I'm going to hand you what's marked as State's Exhibit double D, DD.
According to my report, I cleared the scene. I stopped examination at 11:45 in the morning.
So approximately 6 hours you were there? All right. And did you process both the outside of that scene as well as the inside of that address?
Yes.
And while you were outside at that scene, did you take a number of photographs?
I did.
And did you collect a number of items of evidence?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to go through that. Did you have the opportunity to review those photographs and those items of evidence prior to coming into the courtroom?
Yes.
And did they appear to be a fair and accurate representation of what you photographed or what you saw on that date?
Yes.
Before we go through those photographs, can you explain just briefly for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when you collect items of evidence, kind of that process of what you do to secure them, to catalog them, that sort of thing?
So after my my photos are taken, I will place placards by them. I will collect them, take close-up pictures of them, and then secure them in an envelope or a paper bag. I will seal it and I will initial it.
Do they get assigned a number as well or something to track them by?
They get assigned a number, and we have a software program that we can, when we number them, we have information that we put on, and then the sticker on top of the envelope or the bag.
Okay. And if you can also just explain for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when you're taking the photographs, kind of what the thought process is to kind of lead them through, you know, close-up pictures, distance pictures, that sort of thing.
My first set of photos is going to be an overall of the scene, which would be from the street, all sides of the house, back sides of the house, depending on what the scene is. Then I will move in closer to where the evidence items would be.
Okay, thank you. All right, Your Honor, at this time, if there's no objection, I would ask to be able to publish the photographs.
Any objection? You may do so.
Thank you. Okay. And I believe that there's a laser pointer up there, so if you need that, feel free to use that. And we've got here State's Exhibit A1. I'm just going to run through these photographs, ask you to kind of point out what we're looking at, and I may show you certain items of evidence as we get to the relevant pictures, okay?
Okay.
All right, State's Exhibit A1, what do we have here?
This is a photo I took facing 1062 Oberlin. This, you can see the silver Chevy Tahoe and the cruiser behind it.
And can you point out 1062 Oberlin?
1062.
Okay, thank you. A2.
This is going to be on the south side of the street, just a different angle. You can still see 1062, and the house behind it is that's 1062.
Okay. A3.
It's just another angle, still on the same side of the street. You can only see the lights of 1062.
Okay. And what about the two vehicles that are in the forefront of the picture?
The silver Chevy Tahoe and the police cruiser.
Okay. A4.
This is directing my flash towards the CPD cruiser and the Chevy Tahoe.
And the residence in question, 1062, is not in that photograph, correct?
Correct.
Would it be to the right of the house that we see there?
It would be to the right, yes.
A5?
This is on the south side of the street where you can see 1062 and the car parked in the garage, and then the house to the left.
All right. And what's the yellow that we see there?
The yellow is the tape that the police officers put up.
A6?
This is east of the house, which 1062 is right there, and you can see the cruiser and the silver Chevy Tahoe there.
A7?
Just another picture looking at the house with nothing in the street.
A8?
I took this photo at the end of the driveway, standing in the street of 1062.
A9?
Here I'm standing at the end of the driveway looking towards the police cruiser and the silver SUV.
Okay. A10.
And I just pivoted and I stood at the same spot and I just took another photo of the residence.
What's A11?
This is going to be the west side of the house.
And then A12?
I'm in the backyard looking towards this street right now. This is still on the west side of the house.
Sorry. A13?
This is I'm in the backyard looking at the back of the house of 1062.
All right. And then A14?
The east side of the house in the backyard.
A15?
I'm closer to the house now, still on the east side, looking at the back fence.
A16?
I'm on the east side of the house, looking directly at the garage and the back deck portion.
Do you see a door in that picture?
I see two.
Okay, can you just point them out?
This door and then this door.
Okay. That first door, do you know, the first door that you pointed to, the one that's brown, do you know where that goes to?
This door enters, it goes into the garage.
Okay. A17?
It's just another view of the back deck showing the two doors.
A18?
A photograph of the front of the house, standing on the east side of it.
A19?
It looks like I'm halfway up the driveway, just getting closer to the garage.
A20?
Now I'm standing near the garage, photographing inside.
Okay. A21?
I did another pivot, just looking at the distance that it would be from where I was to the street.
So in this photograph, you're closer to the garage looking out into the street, is that correct?
Yes.
A22?
This is just going to be the driver's side of that white car looking inside the garage.
A23?
A different angle of what was in the garage.
A24?
I'm standing at the widest portion of the driveway right now, and I'm looking, that window leads into the living room.
A25?
The right side of the garage door, I'm looking into the garage again.
And do you see a white car in the garage there?
Yes.
And on the pavement of the garage, do you see an object underneath the white car?
The keys, yes, right here.
Okay. A26?
I'm actually inside the garage now. I would be walking towards the wooden door that I pointed out earlier right there.
A27?
Now I'm standing at the wooden door looking west, still inside the garage.
A28?
At the wooden door again, looking out towards the driveway.
A29?
Still inside the garage, just having a different angle of that wooden door and the driver's side of the white car.
A30?
And just some storage items inside the garage.
A31?
Further inside the garage, just looking in the corner with obviously the white car in front of me.
A32?
And I just basically turned and took a picture of that wooden door that leads out to the deck.
A33?
A different view. I'm standing now on the front, by the front passenger panel of the white car, showing this wooden door.
A34?
Another photo of me standing in the garage looking out towards the driveway.
A35.
This would be considered like a mid-range photo showing a cell phone, a pack of cigarettes, a blue latex glove with handcuffs in it, and some keys inside the garage.
Can you point out those items?
Sure. Here's the blue latex glove with handcuffs, the cell phone, a pack of smokes, and some keys.
Okay, thank you. A36.
This is an area of the garage where at the time I thought there were some ballistic events, which are bullet strikes in the wall.
Okay.
So I photographed it.
You call them ballistic events?
Yes.
Okay. A37.
This is just where I thought the ballistic events were with the ladder moved out of the way.
Okay. A38.
This is where I used an L scale sticker and identified them as BE 1.0 through BE 4.0.
And BE stands for?
Ballistic event.
A39.
A close-up of the stickers and the holes.
A40.
A close-up of BE 1.0.
A41.
Another close-up of BE 1.0.
A42.
Close-up of BE 2.0 and BE 3.0.
And A43.
A close-up of just BE 2.0.
A44.
Another close-up of it.
A45.
This is a close-up of BE 3.0.
And A46.
A close-up of BE 4.0.
And before we move on, can you just explain when you have these possible ballistic events, what do you do to try to get some information, additional information about whether or not they are in fact a ballistic event?
Because of the uncertainty of if they were bullet strikes or ballistic events, I used dithium oxide, which is a chemical that is used to test the presence of copper. And what we do is we have bench coat paper, which is there's a shiny side and a cloth side, and the mixture is put on the cloth side, and we hold it over the hole in question, and if it's positive, it will turn a gray, like a gray color.
Did you do that in this instance?
I did them for all, yes, and they all returned negative.
So meaning not positive for it having a ballistic event or being struck by gunfire, correct? Okay. All right. A47.
This is a mid-range photo where I've placed placards by the latex glove with handcuffs, the cell phone, the pack of cigarettes, and the keys in the garage.
And can you explain what the placards are used for, why you do that, and what it helps with?
The placards are just to identify what I would be collecting, and then the associated number, let's say 8, is what it will be marked on my evidence list. As I collected number 8, it will have a description of a blue latex glove with a set of handcuffs.
A48.
This is just a different angle showing items 8, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 being inside the garage right there.
And A49.
This is a close-up of a cell phone as I collected it. That was on the driveway.
Okay. Agent Chunk, do you have some gloves up there?
Yes.
All right. 1 second. This is S. I'm going to hand you what's marked as State's Exhibit S, as in Sam. So take a moment, look at those. There is a pair of scissors up there. Or, opening those if that's helpful to you. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
What is that?
it's item 2 that's still up there in the photo.
So the item that's in the photograph is the same item in front of you?
Yes,
And again, where was that collected from?
the driveway, just outside the garage.
What's A50 here?
It's the front side of the cell phone. Still item 2.
Okay. And A51?
This is the pack of cigarettes.
I'm going to hand you what's marked as State's Exhibit M.
You want me to open it, correct?
Yes, please. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What's M?
It's a pack of Maverick cigarettes with 4 cigarettes inside.
And those were collected as item number 3 there?
Yes.
Okay. Next, we've got State's Exhibit A52. Do you recognize that in the photograph?
Yes, those are the set of keys.
And what's the item number there?
4.
I'm going to hand you what's marked as State's Exhibit P. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what's State's Exhibit P?
The set of keys.
Okay. Now, in the photograph here, State's Exhibit A52, do the keys in that photograph look the same as the keys that you've just opened in State's Exhibit P?
No.
What's different?
The key fob is missing, and this red, I don't know what that is, but that's not on there.
Your Honor, we would stipulate, we were told by Agent Ward that those 2 items were given to the owner in advance, and we were made aware of that.
I'll just have her explain it a little bit if you're okay.
Okay,
But I do appreciate that.
all right, then no objection.
So Agent Chung, you've noted the differences. Can you explain why there's a difference between what's there in the package and what's in the photograph?
So these keys, we, after speaking to some people on the scene, belong to the silver SUV. So in order to impound it, you need the key fob and the ignition key. So we removed those so the car could be impounded to the impound lot.
And do you know if ultimately the vehicle was returned to its owner?
I believe he picked it up.
Do you know his name?
Bruce Robinson.
All right. You can set that aside. prior to the owner picking up the vehicle, you said you had to leave the keys with impound, correct?
Yes.
Was there anything done to confirm who the owner was or confirm that the vehicle was not reported stolen or anything of that nature?
I believe the plates were ran, as well as we had information that the vehicle belonged to Bruce Robinson, who is was Andre's boss.
States Exhibit A53, do you recognize this?
This is a photo with placard number 5, and you can't see it in there, but right here, right here is a projectile, and that's what number 5 was.
Okay. N2. Can I hand you what's marked as States Exhibit N2? Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What's that?
This is an expanded projectile.
And is it the same as what is in the photograph here in A53, item number 5?
Yes.
And this photograph, A54, what's this?
It's a close-up of this projectile.
All right, you can set that aside. Next, we have States Exhibit A55. You just, go ahead.
Apologize. I'm standing by the lamp post in the lawn, looking towards the garage, and you can see some flags right here. Those are marking casings, and you can also see the other items of evidence back here.
The ones in the back are those things that we've just looked at.
Yes.
Okay. A56.
A different perspective of looking towards the casings that we located with a metal detector.
And then A57.
A close-up showing items 6 and 7 with the yellow flag.
And then A58.
A close-up of a casing.
A59.
A close-up of a casing.
A60.
This is going to be a mid-range photo of item 9, which is a casing as well.
And A61.
A close-up of the casing.
I'm going to hand you what's marked as States Exhibit O. There are 4 envelopes together. I'm going to ask you to set the first one aside and take a look at the ones that are items 6. Do you have 6, 7, and 9?
Yes.
Okay. Can you take a look at those, open them up, and let us know if you recognize them and what they are?
Item 6 is a casing. Item 7 is a casing. And item 9 is a casing.
Okay. Thank you. Going to give you a little clip.
Okay. A62, what do we have here? This is a close-up of the blue latex glove that had the handcuffs in it.
Going to hand you what's marked as Exhibit Q. Tell us what the item number on that is.
Item 8,
Yeah, on the envelope. Item 8, is that what you said? Yes. Okay.
it's the pair of handcuffs and a blue latex glove.
Thank you. Next, we've got A63.
This was, it had gotten lighter outside and just a different perspective with all of the items still marked by the light pole, the casings here, and then the casings, or I'm sorry, the other items of evidence by the garage.
A64.
After we had collected all the items of evidence in the driveway, we moved the garbage can just looking for more casings, and we found one there.
A65.
This is a mid-range, you can right there see the casing. And then a close-up.
And that's A66. And then we've got A67.
Just a mid-range photo with placard 12 identifying the casing.
And I believe you still have one item in front of you marked States Exhibit O that hasn't been opened.
No.
Can you open that?
It's a casing.
Okay, thank you.
What's that item number again?
The item number is 12.
Okay, thank you.
And I forgot to show you this photograph, but A68,
Is a closer photo of the casing with the placard next to it.
number 12, right?
Yes. And then a close-up of the casing.
A69. And then this is A70.
This is that same casing showing the head stamp of it.
All right. So here, A71, what's this?
This is an altered close-up, so I have a neutral background. It's on a piece of paper, and it's item number 2. It's the cell phone that was from the driveway.
So when you say altered, or I guess some people might say posed photograph,
Yes.
that's where, can you just explain what that is?
Sure, so my photographs start with overalls, mid-range, and close-ups. as they are, then with a placard as they are, and then before I collect them and put them into either an envelope or a plastic or a bag, I will take this type of photo with a neutral background showing both sides and what it is.
A72,
It's the back of the same cell phone.
A73,
The f- I may have taken off
the case,
the protective case.
A74, same phone,
It's the same phone, just showing the IMEI number.
and then these photographs, A75, just a close-up of item 3,
Yes.
another view, A76 of item 3,
Yep. Yes.
A77,
A close-up of the keys I collected.
and this one was before the key fob was removed to place it with the vehicle, correct?
Yes.
A78,
A close-up of the expanded projectile.
A79,
A different view of that.
A80,
It's item 6, showing the head stamp of the casing.
A81,
Another photograph of item 6 showing the head stamp.
A82,
Item 7, casing, showing the head stamp.
A83,
A close-up of the head stamp.
A84,
A altered close-up of the blue latex gloves with the handcuffs.
A85,
A different view with taking the handcuffs outside of the glove.
so the prior photo, A84, was that how they were collected as in that fashion inside?
Yes.
Oops, sorry. That was A86, and then A87,
Is item 9, which is a casing showing the head stamp.
and A88.
Another close-up of the head stamp, same number.
Okay. And do all of these items appear to be fair and accurate representations of what you collected minus what we've already described about the keys?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I need to switch PowerPoints for a second. Would you mind blanking that out so I can make that switch? I'm ready now, Your Honor. If you could turn it back on, please.
Okay.
I've got State's Exhibit I here. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And can you describe what it is?
This is a bird's eye view, overhead view of the scene, showing the items up here that I collected, cruiser and the silver SUV with the house right here.
And is there a key over to the left that kind of describes what the different circled items are?
Yes, the key is just color-coded, and then it also has the item numbers in which were collected, the items were collected.
All right. And what else is noted towards the bottom of that diagram? In the street?
This,
No, all the way to the left? Yeah.
the CPD cruiser and the silver SUV.
And how is this created, just generally speaking? How is this made?
A 3D scanner, it takes, it collects measurements of where everything is. Once we get it back to our software, we can stitch it together, so it allows you to make a diagram such as this, but it also allows you to have a 3D experience, and basically, as if you were there, you could rotate and view it from the different points that he collected.
Okay. Now, all of the photographs and the diagram and all those things that we've seen, the collected items, these were all from outside the residence at 1062 Oberlin, correct?
Yes.
Did you also take photographs or collect evidence from inside that residence as well?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask to publish some of those pictures.
Okay. Any objections?
None, Your Honor.
You may publish.
All right. Okay, starting with B1. Agent Chung, can you tell us what we have here?
I'm standing in front of the front door of 1062.
And then B2,
I'm on the inside, looking into the living room.
B3,
I'm in the living room, looking back towards the front door.
B4,
I would be standing near the stairs, looking at a different perspective of the living room.
B5,
This is the front couch in which I collected 2 items.
B6,
A different perspective showing items 10 and 11.
B7,
Item 10, which is a cell phone with a cracked screen.
and then B8,
This is going to be the back of that same cell phone.
B9,
This is item 11 with the cell phone that I collected.
B10,
It's a close-up of the cracked screen of item 11,
and B11,
the back of that same cell phone.
B12,
This is standing by the stairs looking into the kitchen.
B13,
This is me standing inside of the kitchen looking towards the stairs going upstairs and downstairs.
B14,
A different perspective of the kitchen. That's this door right here leads out to the back deck.
and then B15,
Another photograph of the kitchen.
B16.
Mail.
Hold on.
All right, please approach. Excuse me. The objection's overruled.
So Agent Chung, I'm not sure how far we got before there was an objection. What's in this photograph?
A piece of mail that I found in the house.
And B17?
Another piece of mail.
And what's the address on there?
1062 Oberlin Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43221.
And the name?
Destiny Liddell.
And then A18.
This would be me standing in the kitchen or just beyond the kitchen, looking out towards the front door.
All right. Now, Agent Chung, did you take a number of additional photographs inside the house, approximately 44 photographs?
Yes.
And prior to coming into court today, did you have the opportunity to review those photographs?
Yes.
The remainder of the ones that we haven't seen yet, B19 through B44?
Yes.
Did those all appear to be fair and accurate?
Yes.
Okay. One moment.
Okay.
All right. Agent Chung, in addition to photographing the outside and the inside of this particular residence, did you process anything else at that scene or remove anything else from that scene for processing?
The silver SUV, the vehicle.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to show some photographs of that vehicle as well.
Any objections? Okay, you may.
Did you also, as part of that, process a second vehicle, a police cruiser?
Yes.
And those are included in this series of photographs. Do you have any objection to that? The police cruiser? Okay.
Okay, you may publish. No objection.
Your Honor, I'm going to switch PowerPoints again, so if you wouldn't mind blacking that out. Thank you. Okay. Agent Chung, we can run through these fairly quickly.
You ready?
We could, yes. States Exhibit C1.
Yeah. Columbus Police Cruiser 9031.
And C2.
A different angle of it on the driver's side.
Can you see a number up at the front, kind of the front side panel there too?
9031 right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
C3.
A photo of the same vehicle, 9031.
C4.
The front end photo of 9031.
C5.
A straight on photo of the same cruiser.
C6.
The front passenger side of cruiser 9031.
C7.
A straight on photo of the same cruiser.
C8.
This is the front passenger door that is opened. I'm now starting to process the inside.
C9.
A photograph looking in the front passenger seat.
And do you know whose cruiser this is?
I was told it was Officer Coy's.
C10,
A, a photo still at the front door, front passenger door, looking across to the front driver's side.
C11,
This is going to be the front driver's side.
C12,
Standing at the front driver's side door, looking into the car.
C13,
A different perspective.
C14,
A picture of the floorboard for the front driver's side.
C15,
This is the rear driver's side of the vehicle, of the police cruiser.
C16,
The door of the rear driver's side door of Cruiser 9031.
C17,
Here I'm on the passenger side of Cruiser 9031, looking into the rear portion of it.
C18,
The rear passenger side door of Cruiser 9031.
now we have C19. Do you recognize what this is?
Yes, this is the silver Chevy Tahoe that was reportedly driven to the scene.
And can you read the license plate that is there?
HQA 9019.
C20,
This is just a photo of showing the rear portion and the driver's side portion of the silver SUV.
C21,
A straight-on photo of the driver's side of the vehicle.
C22,
A front corner driver's side photo of the same vehicle.
C23,
The front photo of the same silver Tahoe, showing the license plate as well.
C24,
Moving on to the passenger side, this is just taken from the front passenger corner.
C25,
A straight-on photo of the passenger side of the vehicle,
C26,
and then the rear passenger side of the vehicle.
and then C27.
This is the front driver's side door that's opened.
So at this point, you're starting to process the inside of the vehicle.
Yes.
C28,
A photo taken of the front driver's side looking into the car,
C29,
looking directly across to the front passenger side.
C30,
A photograph of the front driver's side floorboard.
C31,
This is a door sticker showing the VIN of the vehicle right here.
kind of in the middle of the photograph there above the
Yes,
the
right
yellow. C32,
Another sticker showing its information of the vehicle.
C33,
This is the rear driver's side door.
C34,
And then it's still the rear driver's side of the vehicle, but me looking into the vehicle now.
can you describe generally kind of what's in that photograph in the rear there?
Belongings, maybe work items, I don't know. It was cluttered.
C35,
A different photo showing some paperwork and like some of the items that I just described.
C36,
A photograph of the rear driver's side seat.
C37,
This is the rear compartment showing all the tools.
C38,
This would be the rear passenger door and seat that I took a picture of.
C39.
This is a photo of the rear passenger door opened.
C40.
It's another photograph of me shooting some of the items that were located in the rear seat.
And do you recognize any of the items here, like in the forefront of the picture? Or how would you describe them?
I see possibly a butane, maybe a hat,
Okay,
some clothing, personal belongings.
thank you. C41.
A different perspective of looking down at the floorboard of the rear passenger side.
Do you see work gloves there?
Yes, right here.
C42.
This is the front passenger door that's open. I'm just capturing it.
C43.
Another photograph of me shooting into the front portion of the vehicle.
C44.
A photograph of the front passenger floorboard.
C45.
This is a photograph of the glove compartment with some paperwork in it.
And C46.
It's a photograph of the paperwork, the BMV registration form.
C47.
This is a receipt from Giant Eagle.
C48.
Another photograph of me standing at the front passenger side of the vehicle shooting into the car.
C49.
You'll see here placard 1, just a photograph of placard 1.
C50.
This is placard 1. This is a smartwatch that we collected.
And then C51,
The altered close-up of it.
where you put it on the neutral background.
Yes.
C52.
This is the back of that smartwatch.
C53.
This is item 2, which is a cell phone box right here that we located.
And C54.
A close-up of that box.
I'm going to hand you what's marked as State's Exhibit R.
Renee, you want me to open this, correct?
Yes, please.
It's the cell phone box.
Okay. And is there something inside there as well?
A cell phone?
Okay. Thank you. Next, we've got C55,
This will be the altered close-up of this box.
C56,
The sticker information for the cell phone inside,
C57,
and then the cell phone inside.
and C58.
The back of that cell phone.
C59,
This is the center console. The front, the front center console.
of the SUV that we were looking at earlier. And then C60,
This is placard 3. We collected the prescription bottles here.
C61,
And this is an altered close-up with the bottle's contents.
can you read the name that's at the top of those?
It says Bruce Robinson, right here.
All right. One moment. Just to follow up, the vehicle that we were just looking at, that silver-colored SUV, strike that, never mind. So once the vehicle was processed, then it was able to be released to the owner once they picked it up, correct?
We impounded it to the impound lot.
And it was picked up from there, or was able to be picked up from there?
Yes.
Okay. And again, do all of these items and these photographs appear to be a fair and accurate representation of what you saw or what you collected back in December of 2020?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you had gone to the hospital, to Riverside.
Yes.
What did you do there?
I collected evidence items.
Okay. I'd like to publish those photographs as well.
No objection.
You may.
We have States Exhibit C62 here. Can you tell us what this is and where it came from?
All of these items came from Mr. Hill's person. I don't know where they were collected, within maybe his jacket or whatever, but it was on his person at the time he arrived at the hospital. This is some cash he had, some sort of credit card or debit card. It appears that this is maybe a holder for a cell phone and then a mask.
And regarding the cash that you referenced, do you know how much cash was recovered?
$115.
Okay. Did you document the cash anywhere?
I did.
Okay. Was it initially documented as a different amount but then corrected?
I erroneously entered it into maybe my evidence list somewhere within my report that I put 110, but it was actually 115.
And then you corrected that,
Yes.
documented it?
Yes.
Okay. C63,
Those are those same items with evidence placard 1 next to it.
and regarding the cash, the $1 bills
Yes.
to the right, do you see where, yes, there, where it looks like there's something red there?
Yes.
Did you make any determinations about what that was?
As if I tested it or something.
Yeah, or just from observation, anything?
It appeared to be blood.
C64,
These are shoes and socks.
Can I hand you what's marked as States Exhibit K? If you want me to take some of the other items out of your way, I can do that.
this is the clothes.
Mhm.
Do you want me to open the shoes?
Yes, if you could, please. Yeah, hold on one second. One moment. So you had States Exhibit K in front of you, correct?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you to open that, but can you just identify, I believe you said it was closed, but can you list out what's on there or in there?
This is, what I have is the description. It's clothing worn by Andre Hill. It's a quantity of 4, black pants, black belt, multicolored underwear, a mask, a black t-shirt, a gray sweater with a fuzzy collar.
Okay. And then I'm going to show you, we'll skip ahead to States Exhibit C66.
Yes.
Can you just tell us what this is?
This is a picture of his clothing, underwear, undergarments, a mask. This is the fuzzy black sweater and his pants with a belt and his shirt.
Okay, so that's States Exhibit K that you had in front of you that we're not opening, correct?
Correct.
Then we'll back up a second to C65. And what's this?
This is the shoes and the socks.
I'm going to hand you what's marked as States Exhibit T. And I'm going to put States Exhibit L up here for reference.
It's going to be a pair of shoes and socks.
Okay. Thank you. And those are item number 2, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then States Exhibit L, if you could just identify what that is.
This is item evidence number 1. My description notes are $110 in cash, a debit card, and a phone holder.
Okay. We don't need to open those.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on, Ms. Amlin. We're going to go ahead and take a break at this point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could get you back in the jury room at 3:15. 3:15. Remember the admonitions that I've given you with respect to discussing this case among yourselves